in the backcourt along with Javante McCoy. Walter White makes his first appearance of the season, coming off that sore ankle. Fletcher Tynan and Suk Matone in the front court for BU. And it'll be Records and Matone to jump it up. For the Terriers, Garrett Pascoe, Jonas Harper, Alex Villarino, Andrew Patnode, all unavailable. Pascoe and Harper both with leg injuries. Matone wins the tip, and we are underway at the roof.
Walter White gets his first touch. He catches it off the tip, so we'll see if he actually gets in the first flow of the offense here for the Terriers, trying to get off to a better start than what we saw in the first game against Holy Cross, where they found themselves down early on.
Matone with the drop step inside, gets doubled, powers it up and in anyway.
2 games in a row, the first game and the third game now, Suk Matone has scored the first basket of the game for the Terriers. He started the season that way, and inside against Records, that's going to be a fun matchup. 2 big bodies going head-to-head. Colgate has another one off the bench in Woodward.
Ryan Moffitt looking inside. This is Richardson. Tough fall away, and McCoy with the rebound.
Tucker Richardson is really taking over the role of Will Raymond for this Colgate team. He is just Mr. Consistency. 13 points, 5 rebounds, and at least 6 assists in each of the first 2 games for Richardson.
Yeah, we talked about 7 of the 10 starters from the Patriot League Championship game back in March on this floor tonight for this one. For the Terriers, the only starter missing, of course, is Patriot League Tournament Most Valuable Player Max Mahoney. And for Colgate, 2 are missing, Rapolis Ivanauskas and Will Raymond, as Fletcher Tynan commits the first foul of the game, bumping into Jordan Burns.
Well, and of course, as you mentioned, Jonas Harper, who's out in this game with the leg injury for the Terriers. He had a terrific championship game, and he was loving every moment after he hit a couple of those threes in the second half.
This is Burns. The ball will be in his hands a lot for Colgate. Nelly Cummings with the spin into the lane to tie the game.
Well, Nelly Cummings is one of those players that he can do, it's not just three-point shooting for him. He loves to be able to get into the lane, and the Terriers are going to have to decide, are they going to try to come over, which leaves the big man open, or are they going to let him finish?
And the Terriers turn it over there with the offensive foul.
Yeah, Javante McCoy trying to set the screen. Tynan actually ended up hitting the scorer's table, but McCoy moving as he was trying to kind of get into the action on the off-ball side.
Jordan Burns had 21 points in the Patriot League Championship game, along with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. But he did not get an awful lot of help, and really it was the second half that told the story that night, as the Terriers were just on fire from the floor, and Colgate just couldn't seem to stop BU. First 3 of the game.
Did that ball actually hit the rim? Because Tucker Richardson was able to actually catch that one and then pass it off and get the 3 for Colgate with the early 5-2 lead.
Damon Tate already in the game off the bench for BU, and a near turnover. It'll stay with the Terriers.
And Joe Jones quickly going to his bench, trying to get instant offense. Damon Tate dealt with what is normally the Patriot League. Game 1, you might have a terrific game, and then things get locked down. In the second game, he really struggled from the field.
Ethan Britton Watts to trigger on the baseline. Unguarded. So it's now Watts, Tate, McCoy, Matone, and White for BU. Javante with the drive and gets the runner.
Well, right now, you got to give Colgate credit. They're really showing with their big man. So Suk Matone, he has a chance. If he can sprint to the paint, the Terriers may have an opportunity for layups, but Records is doing a nice job going back and forth on those high screens.
Burns thought about the baseline, tries Richardson instead. Back to Burns for the 3.
You just can't leave him open. This is exactly what Jordan Burns does, is you give him just a moment of daylight. And again, Colgate trying to move quickly. Richardson with a nice pass.
And McCoy turns it over at the other end. The quick transition, and Burns is fouled by Ethan Britton Watts, but that all starting from the BU turnover.
And that was the big thing for the Terriers in that first series against Holy Cross. You look at 29 turnovers for the Terriers, leading to 29 points off of them.
And a big reason, Brian, why the Terriers were able to beat Colgate on their own floor to win the Patriot League title was the fact they held Colgate to a season-low 4 threes in that game.
And you remember the last minute, the flurry of shots that Colgate had as they were trying to cut closer. Colgate is a 3-point shooting team, and even in that first series against Army, the first game they were lights out from everywhere, but then they struggled from three-point land in game 2, and Army ended up winning that one by 2 points.
And the Raiders have 2 threes already early in this one, as Burns has 6 quick points, hitting the 2 free throws.
And they don't miss free throws, it seems. That's the one thing they have not done this season, shooting over 90% as a team from the free throw line.
Make it 8 points for Burns. Matone in the low post, not this time, but Walter White with the follow for his first points of the season.
Well, that's how you welcome yourself back into the game. You know, you're not trying to take a shot in the lane. You're just doing what you do best, which is get to the offensive glass. White was near double-doubles almost every game in the Patriot League play, it seemed like a year ago, and that time a good follow for BU.
I believe they got Damon Tate on the foul that time with the contact on Burns. So that'll be the first foul on Damon and the 4th foul already in the first 3.5 minutes on BU.
Well, that just shows you the pace that Colgate can play at, and their guards just trying to get into the lane. How will the Terriers adjust? Because you know if you bring the big man over.
In the lane, Tucker Richardson with the finger roll.
And again, that's kind of the other piece to this team. This is a very well-balanced Colgate team, and Richardson is going to find his points. You'll see him from all over three-point range, and even that nifty move inside.
McCoy hounded by Burns. Tate will try it from 3. Damon Tate with his 6th 3 of the season. He leads BU in that department.
Well, now the question is not going to be who's going to score. It's who's going to get a stop first. There's a lot of offense in the first couple of minutes of this one.
Wow, that was a super-sized 3 from Jordan Burns, and he's got 11 points in the first 4 minutes and change.
Well, that's just playing at the park. Just step back, and I don't care where you are. Jordan Burns, when he gets going, and he's got 11 already here in the early going, just feeling it from beyond the arc.
Walter White drops it down for Suk Matone and the bank shot.
And again, both teams have just had an answer. And Joe Jones told us before the game that he was really, frustrated with the defense in those 2 games against Holy Cross. I'm sure he's not exactly happy with 15 points in 4.5 minutes.
Well, and you know still how dangerous this Colgate team is offensively. They scored 101 points in their season opener against Army, as the 3 in the corner is missed by Ryan Moffitt.
Just their second miss of the game so far. Moffitt with the flat-footed 3-point shot.
But in spite of scoring 101 points in the opener, Colgate lost by 2 in the second game. Much the same fate that BU saw after beating Holy Cross in the opener. And that bump goes against Tucker Richardson, and it'll bring us to a timeout. Richardson will be going to the line. That's the 5th foul already on BU, none on the Raiders. You're watching the Patriot League on ESPN.
So, what should we do today? Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
Shall I put her in snow mode?
Nope.
How about I'll...
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
We know you've got your hands full at home.
I'm building a spaceship.
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
We know you've got your hands full at home.
I'm building a spaceship.
So
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
You're not just another policyholder to us.
Good look at Joe Jones over on the Terriers bench, now in his 10th season as the head coach. He's now not only the second all-time winningest coach at BU, but he's also the second longest tenured with his 10th season. And also in his 10th season, they came into the Patriot League as head coaches At the same time, back in 2011, Matt Langle, what a great run he has had. Don't focus on the overall record. Focus on what this team has done the last 3 years.
The reason he's won Coach of the Year in the Patriot League the last 3 years, and also a little bit of a tri-state area rivalry. Joe Jones, a New Yorker, and you got Langle, the New Jerseyan. Is that the right way of saying that?
I'm not sure. New Jerseyite. You'd know better than me. You're from down that way.
Well, we'll find out from social media. Will certainly let us know.
Richardson splits the free throws, so the lead for Colgate is now 5, and with the stoppage after the made free throw, that allows Jack Ferguson to come into the game for the first time.
For the Terriers, a completely different lineup right now. Miles Brewster out there with Hemphill, Walter White, Damon Tate, and Andrew Petcash, and the Terriers turn the ball over. The pass intended for Damon Tate.
Jack Ferguson was another guy who had a solid game in the Patriot League final, Brian. He had 17 points, 6 of 8 from the floor, also had 4 rebounds in that game. 17 points, 10 over his season average.
Oh, he was tremendous. And when Colgate went into their bench, that was more of the fear because certainly in that game David Maynard struggled and Terriers succeeded when they went to Colgate's bench, with the exception, of course, of Ferguson, who was just phenomenal off the bench.
The Terriers still haven't figured out a way to stop Jordan Burns. He's now got 13 of Colgate's first 18 points.
And now 25 straight games for Jordan Burns in double figures, a remarkable run.
Hemphill off the bench and drills a 3. That's what he's been doing this season.
Hemphill averaging 14 points in the first 2 games and being able to continue to step outside. He's now 5 of 7 from three-point range to start the season, and I think they got Damon Tate for his second personal.
They did, and again, it's on Burns, trying to defend Burns, and that is team foul number 6 on the Terriers, so they are at the limit with still 13:57 left to go in this first half.
Well, Joe Jones said that he was going to, really not only mix up the looks against Colgate, but how they also play more of that ball screen action that Colgate loves to get into. But right now, Jordan Burns is just succeeding against any player that guards him, whether it goes taller or smaller.
And that's his first miss of any kind as he tried to launch another supersized 3 over McCoy, but the Terriers give it right back.
Yeah, Petcash was trying to hand it off to Javante McCoy, but he was saying that ball got deflected out of bounds, and the officials are not even, they don't even need to converge on this one, as they have said it is Colgate basketball. The 3 officials here today, Sean Campbell, Edward Corbett, and Phil Salustio, the 3 calling it from the roof.
Off the bench, Jeff Woodward, big 6'11 freshman from Audubon, Pennsylvania, into the game for the first time. And Burns misses another shot. This time couldn't finish the drive.
Well, and that's where you want Jordan Burns to be, is in the lane but taking a tough shot, whether it's a pull-up from mid-range. When he likes to get inside, he's also looking to pass, and that's where the Terriers cannot allow the drop-down pass.
The miss from outside for Walter White.
So now we're seeing a little more of the one-on-one action, both from Colgate and BU. Walter White settling for that mid-range jump shot. We saw Burns go one-on-one and miss the layup.
Burns on the drive again. This time he finishes at the rim.
Yeah, that time Nelly Cummings did a really nice job being able to get into the lane around the right side. So there's that high pick and roll. Woodward, a big body, sets a good screen, and Cummings does the rest.
15 now for Jordan Burns. Miles Brewster can't hit from deep. And there's going to be a foul called on Colgate, I believe.
Walter White again trying to hit the glass. He's got 2 boards here in the early going, along with 5 points. And now being able to keep the ball on the offensive end, as he'll take a seat at his first breather. Suk Matone will replace him.
The first Colgate foul of the game.
We also see Sam Thompson, the freshman from Ontario, in the game for Colgate. So a much larger lineup right now with Thompson and Woodward out there.
Doesn't it seem, Brian, after the first 7 minutes or so, that Colgate should have a much bigger lead at this point?
Well, again, their Terriers have been able to answer each bucket, but it's just no one's getting stops in this game. This has not been what you'd say a well defensively played game, and I'm sure both coaches had a lot to talk about in that first time out.
The Terriers turn it over again. That's a problem again tonight for BU. That's turnover number 5 for BU. Colgate does not have a turnover.
And again, this one in the offensive end, where you're just trying to be able to, get into your motion. Certainly for the Terriers, that's where it hurts the most. You lose that possession completely.
Burns with the step back can't hit over Brewster. The Terriers secure the rebound. Petcash will bring it up.
So the Terriers finally get their stop. Now can they capitalize on it?
McCoy with the weave and the spin and the finish for Javonte McCoy.
Oh, there's Javonte just being creative. When he's able to get into the lane, and the Terriers look like they almost had numbers, like it was a 4-on-3 for Javonte, and he takes advantage.
Wow, again, Jordan Burns. No answer for him inside. Actually, it was not Burns. It was Cummings. But still, Colgate getting to the bucket repeatedly against the Terriers here in the early minutes of this game. Timeout on the floor, 11:40 to go in the first. Colgate by 6 over the Terriers on ESPN.
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital. Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
So, what should we do today?
He's finally asleep.
Sometimes you need to take a moment for.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
He's finally asleep.
Sometimes you need to take a moment for.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
How about no?
No.
No way.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
One slap, one tap.
You know what?
It's the ESPN app.
The last time these two teams played was not in Boston. Instead, it was in Hamilton, New York on March the 11th, and the Terriers were able to secure their first Patriot League championship, holding Colgate and knocking off the Raiders 64-61. As you get a look at the all-time series, this being the 54th meeting, with BU leading 29-24, although Matt Langle and his Colgate Raiders have had a lot of success here at the Roof, especially the last two times, winning by double figures. They lead at 22-16 with 11:40 to go here in the first half.
Colgate leading the rivalry in Patriot League play 9-7 overall. These teams have split 2 Patriot League tournament games. The Terriers were eliminated by Colgate in the quarterfinals back in 2018, also in Hamilton, but they got their payback in the championship game 10 months ago. Same two teams tomorrow night here at the Roof. Brian and I will have the call of that one exclusively on TSRN with our pregame beginning at 5:45 Eastern tomorrow night. Andrew Petcash with the shot clock winding out, and that is the first triple of the year for Andrew Petcash.
He had been 0 for 6 from three-point range, and sometimes when you don't think about it against the shot clock, that's what it makes it easier for him as he gets his first of the season.
Wow, Jordan Burns didn't get the roll. He might have shaken himself up, too, on that landing. He did get the foul call, though. He's going to go to the line. Not sure if he took a low blow or if it was a leg issue.
But just how quickly Colgate gets back in the offensive end. That was, again, a made basket late in the shot clock, and Burns inbounds the ball, quickly gets up the floor, and gets, to take advantage of the free throw line where, as we mentioned, Colgate's numbers this season, they have 1 miss in this game, now 4 for 5 from the charity stripe. They came in missing just 2 free throws after the first 2 games.
Each team now with 3 threes in this one, as Burns adds 2 more. He's got 17 of Colgate's 24 points here.
And again, we are just hitting the 9-minute mark of the first half. This has been the Jordan Burns show so far for Colgate.
You saw how effective Burns is at the line. Matone gets the entry pass and got pushed in the back just as he got it, so that'll be foul number 2 or make it foul number 3 on Colgate.
You know, one thing that I'm seeing from Suk Matone in terms of his growth, he's doing such a great job of just kind of clearing out the paint and just taking it for himself, really being able to seal his defender and get in position to not only receive the pass but also finish at the rim.
Ethan Britton Watts with the show and go. It doesn't work.
Now that floater had a little more of Jordan Burns in it. I think you saw that in the Patriot League championship game.
Woodward gets rid of it. Now in the corner, Thompson. 2 freshmen on the floor right now for Matt Langle's Raiders.
Well, this Colgate team, one of the best three-point shooters, best three-point shooting team a year ago. Thompson trying to add to that.
What a move by McCoy with the up and under scoop shot to cut the lead to 3, but the Terriers get burned at the other end as Woodward gets ahead of, or rather Richardson gets ahead of the field.
And again, this is the defensive element that Joe Jones and his team are going to be talking more about, because that's off a made basket. They come right back and get an easy one.
But Petcash answers with a fall-away jumper. Wow, this is just a shootout right now. Halfway through the first half, 26-23. I'm not sure, Brian, that either coach is liking this game right now.
Well, and mind you, this is a Colgate team that left this morning. They did not come the night before. They left this morning, just got off the bus, and they're ready to play.
I guess so. And the Terriers take another foul. This time Ethan Britton Watts trying to draw the charge. But instead it'll be free throws coming up for Jack Ferguson.
Ethan Britton Watts picking up his second personal. Tynan with 2, Ethan Britton Watts with 2, and Hemphill with 2. We thought Damon Tate had 2, but he's listed as just having 1. So one of those fouls, we'll check back to see if that was actually changed. But right now, make that 3, on Ethan Britton Watts, picking up his 3rd personal. Ethan getting his 2nd start of the season.
And Jeff Woodward has 2 for Colgate, 2 of their 3.
Kalen Jones will make his Terrier debut. He had missed the first 2 games of the season, but the sharpshooter is going to be in the game for the Terriers as Joe Jones continues to just look for rotations and bodies that are going to be advantageous.
The free throws make it a 5-point lead again for Colgate. Tynan working on the freshman Thompson. This is Kalen Jones now down low for Matone. Matone draws the double. Finds the open man, a nice save by McCoy. Shot clock down to 5 though now for BU. Got to make something happen in a hurry, and Javante McCoy can't hit the floater. Walter White back up and in.
Well, I wasn't expecting necessarily to see Suk Matone get a double team, but watching the footage probably of Holy Cross, coaching staff saying where he's catching it, you can't do anything. So we're going to try to push him out. We're going to try to bring another body and force him to be a passer. And we had complimented again. Suk's a great passer. That one, an errant one. Terriers were lucky to keep that possession.
Yeah, I got to give credit to Javante McCoy, Brian.
Yep.
He used all of his available 6'5" and more to keep that ball in bounds, and then started the play that resulted in the offensive rebound for Walter White, and he makes it a 3-point play.
Pretty sure Javante McCoy is one of those players that has grown an inch every year he's been at BU. The change in the roster, you see him grow each year, but certainly helped to maintain the possession. Terriers get a 3-point play out of it. Walter White now with 8 points.
Woodward. Now Ferguson on the baseline, and there's contact there from Javante McCoy. The contact came before the shot, but that's going to be the 9th foul on BU, so it'll be a 1-and-1 for Jack Ferguson with 8:50 to go in the first.
And for Ferguson, he has struggled from the 3-point line so far this season, just 3 for 9, but his ability to do other things just like that. Again, up fake. Players are going to fly at a 3-point shooter. So Ferguson, a nice job. That's the, senior mentality that he's able to up fake, go baseline, and get himself to the free throw line.
All I can say, Brian, is this guy was destined to play basketball. His middle name is Naismith. What else do you need to know?
And certainly a pretty good shooter as well. Ferguson has had some great games against the Terriers. As we mentioned, in the last 3 years, Colgate has had a lot of success against the Terriers in general.
Another BU freshman checks in now, Anthony Morales, as Ferguson hits both. Both teams 1-and-1 here early in the season, and remember, this is a divisional game. The Patriot League being split up into 3 divisions this year as Javante McCoy hits the circus shot and he'll go to the line as well.
Oh, there's Javonte, just his patience of getting into the lane. You know, the creativity of Javonte McCoy. And this year, especially without Max Mahoney, Javonte McCoy is going to be asked to do a little bit more of this. Create and decide whether it's for yourself or for your teammates. And you remember the 2 turnovers at the end of that second game against Holy Cross. That was still Javonte McCoy's ball. It was make a choice, and he was looking for his teammate Suk Matone. And I'm sure now, you know, looking at how tight the passing was, and we complimented Holy Cross's defense on those possessions. It was a tough choice for Javonte that ended up being turnovers.
Ferguson thought about the 3. Wow, thought there might have been a foul there on Kalen Jones, but instead it was play on, and he hit the 3 anyway.
Remember when I said he was 3 for 9 coming into this game from 3-point range? That's how you get out of a funk right there. That was trying to get the foul on the freshman leaning into him. Doesn't get the call, but still able to finish. He's got 7 off the bench for Matt Langle.
The shot by Ferguson really was almost like an afterthought because he thought the whistle was going to blow. Matone working hard inside, but solid defense by the Raiders that time.
Yeah, there was Records again being able to kind of get a piece of that ball. That's a great matchup. And again, Suk Matone was able to back him down. He was in great position to score that ball. Credit the defense by Records.
Richardson and Ferguson play catch. And now David Maynard misses the 3 in the corner. Maynard into the game for the first time.
Morale is a good rebound. The help from the guards. Terriers have some lanky, large, long guards, and they're helping out on the glass.
McCoy makes the move. And the slice through traffic by Morales, but he can't finish.
Yeah, just pushed that a little too hard off the backboard. Suk Matone was looking for an offensive rebound.
Keegan Records working on Suk, and the lefty flip won't go. All of a sudden, both teams in a bit of a drought here, dare we say. It's been an offensive showing at both ends for much of this first half, but a couple of empty trips each way.
Jordan Burns still on the bench for Colgate, as is Nelly Cummings.
Matone puts it on the floor against Records, backing in on him and scoring.
And there's the difference from Suk, and no help this time. Colgate elected not to double this time, and Suk Matone, again, the positioning, having 10 points in each of his first 2 games, and Matone going to work, he's got 4 in this one.
First time in Suk's career that he's had back-to-back double-digit games. Another BU foul called on that play. It'll be Records going to the line. When we come back to the roof, Colgate by 2. You're watching the Patriot League on ESPN.
Someday, someone you love will have a heart attack, and they'll recover amazingly well. Because someday, they'll be able to grow their own heart tissue to repair the damage. But someday doesn't just happen. Boston University is working to make it happen by bringing together medical researchers, engineers, and nanotechnologists in a program that has already grown beating heart tissue from stem cells.
In the Patriot League, academics and athletics work in harmony. We are dedicated to success on the field of play, in the classroom, and in the community. A competitive athletic experience with high academic standards. We are today's scholar athletes. We are tomorrow's leaders. We are the Patriot League.
In the center of New York State, Colgate University develops the brightest minds to become leaders. With 56 majors, more than 200 clubs, 25 Division I athletic teams, and 200 years of history, Colgate is a university of proud tradition and bold ambition. Learn more at colgate.edu.
Broken windshield, take 1. Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, Jack.
No, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico, great service without all the drama.
Keegan Records will go to the free throw line for the Colgate Raiders as they lead the Boston University Terriers 33-31 with 6:36 to go. Records came into this game 10 for 13 from the field, and averaging 12 boards a game in the first 2 contests. That was a split with Army, as Records will go to the line looking for his first points of the evening.
Records, a member of the Patriot League All-Rookie team a year ago. 5th year in a row that Colgate has had a player on the All-Rookie team, which is an impressive stretch, but the Terriers have an even better one. They've gone 8 years in a row with at least one player on the All-Rookie team, going back to their last season in America East.
And Records, again, who you're playing behind last year,
yeah.
you think it's tough to break in and get some minutes there between Ivanauskas and Raymond, and he was really a driving force off the bench, including in that championship game. He had 7 rebounds.
Records' first free throw attempts of the season, he missed both, and then David Maynard, going for the rebound, got called for an over the back, so the Terriers will get the ball back.
It's the 16th foul on Colgate. The Terriers are in the double bonus and have been in foul in penalty for quite some time here in the first half. Damon Tate running the offense for BU. Ethan Britton Watts with the 3 personal fouls.
Damon Tate in traffic, lost the ball, but Colgate now scrambling, and Hemphill was wide open for that 3 but couldn't hit it. New shot clock for BU, trailing by 2. The Terriers have not led since 2-0, but now they're back even at 33 as Anthony Morales gets loose.
What a catch by Morales. He was along the baseline. Somehow he was able to get his tippy toes back in bounds to catch that ball, and now trying to make a steal as well on the defensive end.
Maynard almost gave it up against the pressure of Morales. You see the BU bench encouraging their teammates across the way. Burns, or rather Cummings, goes behind the back and turned the ball over. And the bench exploding across the way with the defensive effort.
Well, normally what we've seen from this Terrier team last year and certainly at the start of this season is that, normally you're saying good defense leads to good offense. The Terriers need to see the ball go in the basket, and all of a sudden that kind of defensive intensity, steps up. And this team right now, without Jonas Harper, who is their best one-on-one defender, certainly trying to find their rhythm on the defensive end. And Colgate has had a lot of success here in the early going, and Jordan Burns coming back in the game. We'll see how that changes, as he was a one-man wrecking crew.
Hemphill puts up a hook shot against a double and can't hit. Burns, who had 17 points earlier in this game, early in the half, and underneath, a foul is called on the Terriers as Oliver Lynch-Daniels, one of 2 transfers eligible to play this year for Colgate. Lynch-Daniels out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, spent his first 2 seasons at Houston Baptist, and he will go to the line. This will be his first free throw attempts of the season.
And for the Terriers, again, the fouls are just piling up for BU as you're talking about a 40-minute game. Ethan Britton Watts with the 3, so the Terriers have been rotating Javante McCoy and Damon Tate as the point guards. Fletcher Tynan with 2, as we haven't seen him for just 6 minutes in this game. And then Anthony Morales with 2, and Hemphill now picking up his 3rd personal. So Suk Matone will come back into the game. So 2 Terriers with 3 fouls, 2 with 2, and certainly Colgate just, again, being able to get to the free throw line, although the Terriers have been fortunate to see a couple of misses here recently from the Raiders.
Lynch-Daniels goes 1 for 2. And the Colgate lead is 1.
Now, Suk Matone had a very, very brief rest, so we'll see exactly how much he has. Remember, he played 28 minutes against Colgate in the championship game.
Morales, the freshman, has it go halfway down. It pops out. Great hustle by Petcash to keep it in play, but the Terriers couldn't hang on to it. Burns with another 3, and he's got 20 now.
This is like watching the NBA Jam. When you say he's on fire, it doesn't matter what spot of the floor he's on. That time, he just needed to catch the basketball, got to his right hand, got into rhythm, and fired away. He's got 20.
So after the Terriers tied it up, Colgate inching in front again, and now
they're going to give Suk 2 free throws on that. I believe they got records for reaching in, and Suk's going to the free throw line for 2. As we get another look at Jordan Burns, just goes right there, able to make that pass. And again, you look for your teammates to be able to help you out. Moffitt saying, all right, where is my point guard? Gets it over to Burns, and Burns just settling into that shot. And he has just been marvelous in this game. 6 of 7 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3-point range. That's the Jordan Burns that we saw in the postseason, not last year, but 2 years ago, when just basically averaging 30 points a contest in those three.
Matone hits both free throws. Suk played in his 100th BU game on Tuesday night here against Holy Cross.
Look out again.
Burns is free, and he finds an open man for the easy two. That's Ryan Moffitt.
And that's where you have to make the choice if you're the Terriers. Where are you going to get hurt? Because you'd rather have Jordan Burns take that 14-foot shot off balance than you would him passing that off for a layup. Burns wants to shoot threes, but when he gets in the lane, he's looking to pass that ball off, and the Terriers are kind of getting burned either side of the coin right now.
Oh, Suk going to work there on Keegan Records down low.
And Keegan Records, you know, a good defender, a big body. He does not have any fouls in this game either. So, you know, Suk Matone just getting the positioning.
Deep for Burns, doesn't work this time, and there's going to be a foul on Colgate going for the rebound.
No, they got it on Suk Matone,
oh,
so
you're
Records
right.
is going to the free throw line.
I thought it was going the other way. Timeout on the floor with 3:47 to go in the half. Colgate by 2. This is the Patriot League on ESPN.
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital. Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
This is Southern California, creative capital of the world.
It's a super wild card weekend, the NFL Wild Card on ABC and ESPN.
This is Southern California, creative capital of the world.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
How about no?
No.
No way.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
It's a super wild card weekend, the NFL Wild Card on ABC and ESPN.
UFC 257, Saturday, January 23rd.
Jordan Burns has already matched his season high with 20 points, and he's done so here in the first half as Burns has gotten Colgate a 39-37 lead. Jordan Burns now 20 points on 6 of 8 from the field. He's added to his double-figure scoring streak now at 25 games. By the way, he got 11 points in the first 3.5 minutes. So he knocked off that scoring streak real early on in this one, and now he's just focusing possibly on his career high, which is 40.
Burns is already this season the Patriot League all-time active leader in a number of offensive categories. He's also second on Colgate's all-time assist list. He should be number 1 on that list by the end of the season. He should also be number 1 in the all-time threes list as well. He's 5th right now, and he's 9th on the all-time Colgate scoring list as Keegan Records is trying to hit a free throw here. He's missed 3 in a row to start the game, and he makes that one.
So Colgate now up by 3. The Terriers come out with Suk Matone, Javante McCoy, along with Fletcher Tynan, who's only played 6 minutes, Petcash, and Damon Tate.
McCoy starts the drive, and the whistle sounds. Tucker Richardson gets called. That'll be team foul number 8 on Colgate. So after, the first 6-7 fouls of the game went against BU, it's evened up here at the end of the first half.
Normally this is an oddity. When there's this many fouls, you don't see the offensive rhythm that we've seen from both sides.
Right.
Usually it's kind of, a 21-21 game, but instead we've seen a lot of points despite a lot of whistles. And I was looking at my watch and just saying, does this seem like a long first half? And it certainly has been with the whistles.
McCoy misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Richardson, keeping his pivot foot, has to bail out.
And just how quickly, again, Colgate brings the ball up the floor. Richardson basically getting to the paint and then deciding what he wants to do.
Cummings gives it up, gets it back. The shot clock at 8. Cummings working on McCoy. Matone comes over to help. And the foul will be on Suk. Cummings will go to the line.
So Suk, I believe, picking up his second personal. We've been still trying to not only count up the fouls, but making sure that we have it right on our side, as Suk at least getting credited with this one. As there was Nelly Cummings, just jab step, going to the left hand. Suk came over and not only was trying to block the shot, but also trying to make sure that that pass couldn't go through. That's where Nelly Cummings and Jordan Burns, we talk about these two, that tandem at the guard spot for Colgate. They are so good at getting you off your feet and then being able to pass the ball off. They're terrific shooters. They like shooting the three-point shot, but when they're driving, they're not always driving to score. That's when they're trying to get their big men involved. And when we talk about Jeff Woodward and Keegan Records, these guys, they have high field goal percentages because it's drop-offs from their guards.
Cummings makes the first, misses the second. His first missed free throw of the season. BU has now been whistled for 14 personals in this first half. A little drop step, hop step by McCoy, and he finishes.
Well, that's the second time we've seen Javonte just being able to get into the lane and, you know, putting on his dancing shoes right there to finish at the rim.
Burns, hounded by Tate. Little fall away, and he gets the roll.
But you know what? That's the shot that you want him taking. That's the shot that you are going to live with him. Against the outstretched arm of Damon Tate, who's got, 5 inches on him, that's the shot you want him to take. And if he hits it, credit to him.
Hemphill takes the pass from Damon Tate, misfires.
Yeah, he rushed that one. He was trying to get in his shooting position. His legs seemed like he was out in an off-balance stance, never really got his footing.
Cummings with the three, and he joins the party from deep.
And these are the runs that scare you late in the half, because now all of a sudden Colgate putting together one of their patented runs. This is a 5-0 spurt. It's a little bit more than that over the last few minutes, and now they have themselves a 7-point lead.
And that's the 6th 3 of the first half for Colgate, Brian. They are now 6 of 11 from deep. BU is 3 of 8 here in the first half.
Well, nothing surprises you about a three-point shooting team like Colgate. Last year, averaging over 10 threes a contest, and certainly this year. And that was, as you mentioned previously, in the championship game, Terriers did a terrific job guarding the three-point shot. One of the reasons why they were able to win that game and hold Colgate to just 61 points in that contest. But here this evening, and again, we've mentioned Colgate has had a lot of success against the Terriers in this building recently. They are again putting on the three-point spectacle. It started with Jordan Burns. He's got 22 points. Nelly Cummings with 8 for the Raiders. On the other side for the Terriers, Suk Matone, 3rd straight game in double figures. He's got 10 here in the first half. Javonte McCoy with 9 points. Walter White in his debut has 8 points in the first half.
Well, you wonder if Jordan Burns can stay this hot for 40 minutes, Brian. If he does, he's going to have himself one special day here at the Roof. He's got 22 already with still 2 minutes to go in the first half. McCoy.
He had the switch he wanted. He was going up against Keegan Records.
This matches Colgate's largest lead of the first half. Tate misses on the drive. Hemphill hits the deck, and Colgate has numbers. Burns fires it underneath. I'm not sure if he fired it or if it was tipped by BU, but it went right to Keegan Records for the easy 2.
You're worried about Jordan Burns scoring, but you're just as scared when he's able to do that. Again, that's there. The Terriers can't convert, and Colgate just quickly back the other way. The pace of play for this Raiders team has been tremendous.
Watch out for Burns. He kicks it out this time for Richardson's 3. And now, all of a sudden, it's a 12-point Colgate lead. And they are threatening to go in with a comfortable margin here at the break.
Yeah, this is a 10-0 spurt.
Petcash hits the heel. Terriers rushing their shots, too, here, Brian, the last couple of trips. Cummings can't hit from the corner, and the Terriers have the rebound.
And again, that looked like it was a 4-on-3 where Nelly Cummings was open. Terriers trying to chase late.
Underneath, White in traffic invents a shot, and he'll go to the line.
Keegan Records, you know you got a big man who's going to leave his feet, wants to go for the block. This Colgate team, not a good shot blocking team here in the early going. I'm sure if you talk to Matt Langle, if they're going to be successful in the Patriot League, they're going to need Records and Woodward not only to be, stoppers in the paint for offensively, but he's going to need more of them, defensively. And that time, Walter White took full advantage and drew the foul, gets himself to the free throw line.
Walter makes the first one. He'll go again. Walter White, chosen preseason All-Patriot League, along with Jordan Burns, who was selected the League Preseason Player of the Year. Walter on the second team all-conference a year ago. And in one of the great upsets of recent Patriot League history, Brian, Walter averaged, in essence, a double-double for the Patriot League tournament, 15 points and 10 rebounds, just a smidge under 10, but rounded up to 10, and he was not named to the all-tournament team.
I don't even think I realized that he wasn't named to the all-tournament team. Obviously, Max Mahoney winning the MVP, but that's where, again, just the consistency of Walter White last year. There's a reason why the Terriers' record without him is poor.
Hemphill misses the three, but there's a foul called on Colgate underneath. That's going to be on Ryan Moffitt.
And Walter White, as we're talking about him, was involved in that, trying to get the rebound, and he'll go to the free throw line. By the way, Doug, how early do you think it is to be able to give Jordan Burns the most valuable player in the league? You know, how many games does it take?
Well, there's a reason he was chosen preseason player of the year.
He's an incredible talent, and you know, for certainly Matt Langle, they're still trying to figure out how to make up for some of the other pieces. The last 3 years, the reason why they've been able to win, 19 games, 24 and 25 games in the last 3 years is because they've had a lot of pieces. 5 guys averaging double figures for the most part.
Walter goes 1 for 2 at the line, cutting the lead to 9. Terriers would love to come up with a stop here on this last possession of the half, just to kind of stop the bleeding here a little bit, Brian, before the break.
If you're Colgate right now, as you're setting up this play, I wonder if there's really, they're taking this time out to be able to set something up, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Burns is just dribbling, getting to his spot, and then, hoists one up. It's been kind of half for Jordan Burns, where as long as he has a shimmer of light, he's been able to knock it down. So we'll see what they come up with out of this timeout. But Colgate shooting 59% from the field in this first half, and we mentioned this run by Colgate. It was a 10-0 run that got them a 12-point lead, and the Terriers have just tried to chip a couple points off here at the end of this first half. Take a look at what Colgate's done in Patriot League play over the last couple of seasons.
They have been the team to beat in this league the last 3 years, no doubt about it, and the Terriers were hard-pressed to go to Hamilton and win that league championship game a year ago. BU's first ever road conference championship game win. With time winding down, Burns gives it up. Cummings will drive baseline and lay it in with 1 second to go, and that's how the half will end. Colgate will take an 11-point lead into the halftime locker room.
Well, the Terriers did what they wanted. They got the ball out of the hands of Jordan Burns, but again, there's the sidekick. Nelly Cummings gets into double figures as he goes and beats the clock, and there is a double-digit deficit for the Terriers here.
They go through their second weekend of the season. They have not played yet. Last week, it was Loyola that had the positive COVID-19 test. This week, it was American. So neither of those teams has been able to get on the floor yet.
What a switch. Last Saturday it was 3 home teams that won, and now this weekend it's the road teams that are on their way, and Colgate trying to do the full sweep as they lead it by 11 as we start the second half.
Already leading by 11, and Richardson gets it to Cummings. And Cummings blows by Ethan Britton-Watts for the 2.
Yeah, he thought he had help from Fletcher Tynan behind him. Miscommunication by the Terriers, and Nelly Cummings, the last 2 baskets, he has scored very quickly at the end of the first half, and here to start the second.
Tynan
trying to get Walter White posting up against Tucker Richardson. A great matchup for Walter White to use his body.
Here's Walter. Down low for Matone. Does a nice job just to receive that pass, but has it knocked away. And here come the running Raiders again. Cummings gets blocked and fouled by Javante McCoy.
Well, whenever Suk Matone catches it on the short porch like he is against a zone defense, they are coming to double. And that time Moffitt was able to knock that ball away. You may have seen Suk Matone right there just kind of pointing to himself saying, my fault. But the Terriers just kind of looked discombobulated on that possession. And Colgate, again, the running Raiders, they are just, it's the speed of play is not comparable right now between the two.
Cummings gets the bounce on the first one. Cummings tied his career high in the season opener against Army last weekend with 24 points.
Well, for this Colgate team to be successful, you're going to see Jordan Burns and Nelly Cummings in double figures. And then, where they're getting the help. Can Tucker Richardson continue to add double-figure points? And then Keegan Records, you know, there's your fourth scorer right there that should be in double figures for this Colgate team.
Now a 15-point Colgate lead. Largest deficit of the season now for BU, and that rebound went up off the wire holding the backboard, and the Terriers will give it up.
Ethan Britton-Watts, who's hit a 3 in each of the first 2 games, trying to get his there. That one, though, popped off the back of the iron, and Colgate will get the ball back.
Terriers are going to have to start digging in defensively. They did for a time in the first half, and they were able to get right back into a tie game, but almost just as quickly, Colgate put some distance again, and a miss inside that time by Cummings, point blank, as the Terriers do a good job with the interior defense on that possession.
Well, that was just a great defensive stand by the Terriers. Suk Matone against with the block, and then credit Keegan Records. He was able to get an open look for Nelly Cummings. Normally it's the other way around. Cummings drives and dishes it out to the big man. Instead it was the big man handing it off to the guard, and Cummings missed that layup, and the Terriers will get the ball back, but they have got to take advantage now of possessions.
McCoy runs into the defender, and the foul is called. A block on Nelly Cummings.
Well, there's again Javante McCoy. What we've seen from him offensively is with his height and, you know, being able to kind of take advantage of this Colgate backcourt, we've seen him be very successful so far in this one. But not only does he need to create for himself, but it's also getting others involved.
Incidentally, we did get some corrections at halftime on the foul situation. There are only 2 guys in the game right now with 3 personals, as McCoy hits the one-footed shot in the lane. Jeff Woodward, the freshman, has 3 for Colgate. Ethan Britton-Watts for BU has 3. He's the only BU player with 3 fouls.
So for the Terriers, though, McCoy, Tynan, Matone, Tate, and Hemphill each with 2.
Burns misses the 3, and the Terriers with a chance for back-to-back buckets here.
Oh, that's a good sign for the Terriers. Burns missing his first shot of the half.
And McCoy doesn't get the roll, but Tynan does on the follow, and he'll go to the line.
Well, we have seen Walter White with a follow-up dunk, and then Fletcher Tynan on this occasion, the follow-up tip-in, beautifully done over Ryan Moffitt, and a chance for a 3-point play. And again, Terriers getting a stop, and then being able to go on the other side and get points out of it. This Colgate team shot 60% from the field in the first half. You're not going to win many games when an opponent's shooting that kind of field goal percentage.
Good work by Tynan there, just out-positioning Ryan Moffitt for that offensive rebound. And the Terriers with a quick 5-0 run to cut it to 10. Cummings working on White. The block by Walter, but Burns saves it and misses on the drive. Tynan with the rebound, and
it's a cylinder foul on Jordan Burns.
Yep.
He got in the cylinder of Fletcher Tynan, who was trying to corral the rebound. And then always the worry is, you know, you're flagrantly throwing the arms around, and that's what Jordan Burns is calling for. But the officials immediately made the motion for the cylinder that Jordan Burns was in Tynan's cylinder, and that's where the foul was called.
Actually, I'm not sure that's going against Colgate, Brian. I think that may be going against BU. The Terriers were in retreat there before the timeout was called. They're going to review it now over on the far side.
Well, I think now they're checking to see if there would be anything to be a flagrant foul from Fletcher Tynan with swinging his arms. And again, the first initial whistle was that it was going to be a foul on Jordan Burns. But as you take a look at Burns getting into the lane, Tynan with the rebound, and then he came up to get the rebound, and you see the official on the far right side making the motion that the foul was on Burns. But they are going back to check this to see if, when Tynan brought that ball or brought the hands up, if that would be deemed a flagrant foul. Now, again, the first official nearest to the ball called that foul on Burns.
I don't know, Brian. One thing I can tell you, I think from seeing that a second time at real speed, it looked like when Tynan swung his arms, he was well above Burns' head. So I'm not sure Burns got hit in the head at all. But that's undoubtedly one of the things they're looking at over on the far sideline.
And so again, they're looking at both those things in the essence of when Tynan got the rebound, Was it
Did that look like it didn't look like Tynan made any contact to me.
Well, and he may have gotten the tip of the elbow because, again, the way he went back there, and that's going to be hard to tell as well.
Oh, yeah, he could have on the way up. You're right.
But the question was, and that's not a flagrant motion. Having the hands corralled against that, you obviously have to be concerned about elbows, but he did not throw the elbows out. And that's where the difference is. He was not kind of shaking it where he was throwing the elbows out.
Right.
He was trying to bring the ball up, which is what you're taught as a big man. Bring the ball up so the guards can't get it. And they're still taking a look at this. And, again, from our angle, the original whistle looked like it was going to be on Jordan Burns. But is there more to it as they continue to take another look at this?
Wow.
So the Terriers, though, what a block by Walter White. Can we go back to that for a moment? I mean, that was, you're following the play, and Walter White just slams that ball against the backboard, and the Terriers then end up chasing it.
Right.
Sometimes the block, when it's such a big block like that, ends up hurting you because you can't get the rebound.
Right, and after the scramble, that's when Burns here started the drive, which again led to all of this after he missed the shot.
And they are still talking about this over at the scorer's table.
Joe Jones is still very upset about something, it appears.
Well, I have a feeling it's a 10-point deficit as part of that. So certainly for the Terriers, they are, they've inched closer getting this 5-0 run, trying to cut it to a 10-point game. But Colgate, who scored the first 4 points of this second half, up their lead to 15, which is the highest in this game. And now waiting for the officials to come off the replay as they continue to look at that last play where Fletcher Tynan was trying to grab the rebound from Jordan Burns.
Unless they had a different replay available to them over at the far sideline, I'm not sure how you could call anything flagrant from the angle that we saw.
Yeah, it looks like the Terriers are getting the basketball, so it appears that it is just a foul on Jordan Burns, and the Terriers will get the ball on offense.
That's the second foul on Burns, incidentally, and the third on the Raiders in this half. BU's been called for one.
But again, Terriers getting another stop here, so that's 3 stops in a row. Can they continue to put pressure on by converting on the offensive end now against this zone by Colgate?
Ethan Britton-Watts, Tynan, Matone, White, and McCoy for BU, and Tynan gives it away. Has it stolen by Ryan Moffitt.
The new zone look, and that really kind of, Tynan was looking inside.
Burns, guarded by Matone. Burns tries to throw a bounce pass. Looked like he had an open lane to the rim, but he decided to give the ball up. Terriers trying to take advantage. White comes up short on the 3.
And again, when Burns gets inside, that's what he wants to do. He wants to pass the ball. This is a 3-point specialist, but when he gets into the lane, he's trying to get others set up.
Tucker Richardson misfires on the 3, and there's going to be a foul called going for the rebound.
I think they said it was last out on Moffitt right there. But Moffitt was saying that it should have last touched on Walter White as he and Walter hit the deck. But again, that's 5 straight stops now for the Terriers.
And now their 3rd straight possession, Brian, trying to cut this lead into single digits.
And how much does that remind you of the last minute and a half against Holy Cross? The Terriers down by 2, down by 1, trying to have the chance to take a lead, just were not able to get over that hump. Now BU, again, still trying to inch closer, getting to single digits here, almost turned it over.
Matone.
This zone is really confusing the Terriers right now.
Gets it all the way out to McCoy. Still plenty of time for the Terriers. White stops at the foul line, comes up short again. Matone digs out the rebound.
You wonder if Walter, again, just getting into playing shape, might be a little bit tired as his 2 shots have come up short for him.
McCoy with the deep 3, and that is short. And again, the Terriers cannot cut into the lead further. Burns misses the runner, but keeps the play alive. Cummings misses the 3 outside, and now finally BU with a chance. Ethan Britton-Watts all by himself at the moment. Tynan with the follow, and they give him the bucket, and he'll go to the line. What a play by Fletcher Tynan. How about Ethan Britton-Watts taking it strong 1-on-3 against the Colgate defense? The Terriers do inch closer. Fletcher Tynan will go to the free throw line when we come back to Boston. You're watching the Patriot League on ESPN.
Come on. Whoa, Susan.
Oh. I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
So, what should we do today?
Whoa, Susan.
Oh. I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
Shall I put her in snow mode?
Nope.
How about off?
He's finally asleep.
Sometimes you need to take a moment for.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh. I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
He's finally asleep.
Sometimes you need to take a moment for. We know you've got your hands full at home.
I'm building a spaceship.
So we know you've got your hands full at home.
I'm building a spaceship.
So
He's finally asleep.
sometimes you need to take a moment for.
He's finally asleep.
Sometimes you need to take a moment for.
He's finally asleep.
Sometimes you need to take a moment for. We know you've got your hands full at home.
I'm building a spaceship.
So
How about no?
No.
No way.
How about no?
No.
No way.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh. I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
This is the best of the best.
Well, Fletcher Tynan has some spring in those legs in Game 3 of this season. Tynan, his second follow-up and a chance for a three-point play as he was able to come back in the play after Ethan Britton-Watts was trying to go one-on-one in the open court. And Tynan out of this break as the Terriers trying to close the gap. They trail Colgate 57-49. Fletcher Tynan looking for his fourth point to go along with the 5 rebounds. His career high is 6 boards for the Terriers.
And talking about comebacks, Brian, it reminds me that here in just the third game of the season, the Terriers have played, 104 minutes of game time plus, 104 minutes and change. They have led for less than 22 of those minutes so far. So BU has been playing from behind most of the time, but they're on an 8-0 run right now. Great bounce pass inside, and a foul called on Tynan, I believe, as Moffitt tried to put the shot up.
Moffitt got away with a traveling violation. Maybe they're saying he didn't have full possession of the basketball, but it looked like he kind of changed his pivot foot, did that little hop step. But now a chance for free throws for Moffitt instead. He'll get 2. Moffitt with 2 points so far in 17 minutes of action, making his third start of the season. And again, we talked about this Colgate team. Ivanauskis, Raymond graduated, and so now as they continue to look for players to fill in those roles, Ryan Moffitt has gotten the call from head coach Matt Langle. Certainly Jack Ferguson coming off the bench, and they're waiting to see more of Sam Thompson and Jeff Woodward, who got into quick foul trouble as well early in that first half.
Moffitt hits the 2 free throws. He did not play in any of the 3 games against BU last year during his freshman season.
Yeah, it was Maynard who did play in all 3 of those, and including the championship game. And that was where the Terriers had the advantage, when Colgate had to go into their bench.
Colgate only used 7 players
right
for that championship game. BU now trailing by 9. Matone working on records, almost turned it over. White saves it. 5 seconds to shoot. The open man is Tate. Makes a quick move. Great finish by Damon Tate with 1 on the shot clock.
Well, just seeing the clock, knowing that he could either take that 14-footer or realizing the paint opened up and that he had enough time. That's just a great heads-up play by Damon Tate.
Terriers looking for more stops. Still trailing by 7. Still plenty of time. Jordan Burns over Suk Matone.
And again, that's the shot you're going to accept if you're the Terriers. That is a mid-range jumper. It was a great shake and bake by Jordan Burns, but you've got to give up something. That's the shot you want to give up if you're the Terriers.
Hemphill left alone for three. Not this time. Ferguson, the rebound.
After a great start to the season from three-point land, we've seen Hemphill miss his last two.
Oh, Burns took about a 25, 26-footer there that goes off the heel. Raced that shot on the fast break, and the Terriers will be happy to get it back.
You know, how many times do you have to say that's the shot he wants to take? And so if you're in front of him, he wants to take that three-point shot. But as he gets into the middle of the floor, you're going to give up the mid-range jumper. But Burns has just put on a spectacle here in this one. He had those 22 points in the first half. He now has 24 for the game to go along with 3 assists. And just as important, the 3 steals he has. You know, the Terriers, we've talked about their turnovers, but Colgate playing at a different speed, and their guards are getting in the passing lanes.
White trying to beat his man. He does against Richardson. Can't finish. The rebound for Thompson, the freshman.
Great move by Walter White. Just couldn't get that to go down.
Ferguson looking for Thompson, and the freshman gets the payoff at the other end.
Well, that one was on Walter defensively, as he looked like he got stuck on a switch and never made it back and to be behind Thompson, who got an easy layup.
Javante McCoy leads BU with 11 in this game. Suk Matone with 10. Ethan Britton-Watts can't hit the jumper. Beyond Burns for Colgate, Nellie Cummings, the only other player in double figures, with 14. The Terriers get a defensive rebound, and they've got numbers. White absorbs the contact and scores through it. He took a bump from Tucker Richardson.
Well, after a lot of whistles in the first half, there's been some physical play here in the second that we have not seen the whistles. Usually it goes the other way.
Burns down low on Ethan Britton-Watts. Pretty good defense by Watts, and Matone clears the rebound.
And the Terriers, that's one advantage they've had, is on the glass. Plus 12 on the boards. They averaged 42.5 rebounds in those 2 games against Holy Cross. A good rebounding team is this Terrier team, but trying to pay it off then on the offensive side.
The Terriers just cannot buy a 3, though. They still only have 3 threes in the game. Walter White missing that last one. Although combined, Brian, the 2 teams are 0 for 10 on threes in this second half. Records gets inside for 2.
Terriers just 31% coming into this game, and asking Joe Jones prior to the game about what he thought about some of the shot selection, he said that was not a good brand of basketball. And I think that's where you're looking more. We'll see if we see Andrew Petcash. Terriers trying to get going from beyond the three-point line.
Ethan Britton-Watts got shut off on the baseline. The Terriers will maintain possession when we come back to the roof. 11:57 to go. The Raiders by 11 on ESPN.
Someday, someone you love will have a heart attack, and they'll recover amazingly well. Because someday, they'll be able to grow their own heart tissue to repair the damage. But someday doesn't just happen. Boston University is working to make it happen by bringing together medical researchers, engineers, and nanotechnologists in a program that has already grown beating heart tissue from stem cells.
In the Patriot League, academics and athletics work in harmony. We are dedicated to success on the field of play, in the classroom, and in the community. A competitive athletic experience with high academic standards. We are today's scholar athletes. We are tomorrow's leaders. We are the Patriot League.
In the center of New York State, Colgate University develops the brightest minds to become leaders. With 56 majors, more than 200 clubs, 25 Division I athletic teams, and 200 years of history, Colgate is a university of proud tradition and bold ambition. Learn more at colgate.edu.
Broken windshield, take 1. Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, Jack.
No, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
After 95 combined points in the first half, buckets like this for Keegan Records have been hard to come by here in the second half. Just 12 points for Colgate, 12 points for the Terriers, each here in the second half. It has been a tough shooting first 10 minutes of this second frame, but Colgate holding the advantage over the Terriers 65 to 54, as both teams struggling from three-point range, 0 for 10 combined in the second half.
Terriers with possession, and wide open is Morales in the corner, and he stepped on the sideline.
His heel was there, and the official right in front of it saw it. Terriers had an open look. Morales wasn't ready to, he wasn't even looking to take that three-point shot. Morales, who has taken a couple threes, 0 for 3 in his young career, did not elect to take that one, ends up turning the ball over anyway because of his heel.
Jeff Woodward, freshman, played briefly in the first half. In the game, the ball tipped away by the Terriers, 13 to shoot for Colgate.
Always a fun matchup when you see the two sharpshooters, Petcash and Ferguson, against one another.
Oliver Lynch-Daniels also back in the game for Colgate, as Burns is getting a rest, and the three out deep for David Maynard. That's his, or rather for Tucker Richardson.
He was able to clear some space from Damon Tate, and he knocks it down. I mean, this is, again, Tucker Richardson is going to be another double-figure scorer for Colgate.
Morales has another look at a three. This time he's able to take the shot, but it spins out. So after all that hard work that the Terriers did, Brian, that 8-0 run to cut into the lead, now Colgate has extended the lead. This is their largest at 71-54.
Well, remember when we said that both teams have been combined 0 for 10? Well, all of a sudden, Colgate has hit their last 2 threes and now have extended the lead to 17.
Joe Jones has to call a timeout with 10:56 to go in this one at the roof. Colgate in command by 17. You're watching the Patriot League on ESPN.
Shall I?
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower.
Shall I?
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital. Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital. Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital. Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
Shall I put her in snow mode?
Nope.
How about off?
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
How about no?
No.
No way.
We know you've got your hands full at home.
I'm building a spaceship.
So
He's finally asleep.
sometimes you need to take a moment for
UFC 257, Saturday, January 23rd.
This is Southern California, creative capital of the world.
How about no?
No.
No way.
How about no?
No.
No way.
How about no?
No.
No way.
UFC 257, Saturday, January 23rd.
Here are the double-digit scorers, some of them in this game so far. Burns, of course, primarily the story with 22 in the first half. Cummings now has 14. For BU, some balance. McCoy with 11, Matone and White with 10 each. Richardson and Ferguson also in double figures for Colgate. McCoy's 11 points has put him now into 28th place on BU's all-time scoring list as Walter White misses.
And this is what Colgate does. When they can spread it out, get 4 scorers in double figures, that was their success over the last 3 years, just different names.
Last year, Colgate had 5 players average double figures, one of only 8 teams in the country to do that, as Hemphill gets loose inside on the offensive rebound, and he'll go to the line.
So many weapons, so many passes out to the wings. And again, when you've got shooters like Richardson and Ferguson, this team is still going to find that. What you're going to see more of is, what else can Keegan Records and Jeff Woodward provide? Because in that first game against Army, they weren't really familiar, and Woodward was able to get those passes from Burns, but teams are going to change the way they play Jordan Burns and Nellie Cummings, where what then? How are these guys going to be more creative as you get another look at Hemphill and the Terriers battling inside? BU plus 13 on the glass. That is normally a winning formula when you can control the glass, as Hemphill gets the second one, and it's a 16-point deficit. But for the Terriers, it's just been, the hot shooting first half by Colgate. It's been a lot to overcome, and all it takes is one quick flurry, and that lead is ballooned back up.
That Colgate foul was on Sam Thompson, his second, and the 5th on Colgate in this half. BU's only been called for 2 fouls in the half. Underneath, Richardson can't hit. And Javante McCoy almost dribbled it out of bounds in the backcourt.
Well, that was just one of those scary moments. He just took his eye off of it as he was trying to get up court.
Boy, Walter White is just trying desperately to heat up from outside, but it hasn't happened yet for Walt.
3 for 11 from the field for Walter White. And again, that first half, 8 points, went along with 5 rebounds, looking like he was just in the action. Now really trying to get to his jump shot, and that has not gone down.
Under 10 minutes to play now, and Colgate in command of this one, at least at the moment. Oliver Lynch-Daniels on the drive, and he scores over McCoy.
That's just a power move. He was able to get to his left hand, then cross back over to the right, and be able to finish at the rim. And again, Joe Jones, the conversation is going to be about defense.
Well, Damon Tate hits a 3. That is BU's first 3 of the second half. They missed their first 9 attempts behind the arc. It's only their 4th 3 of the game.
And that time, Jack Ferguson just kind of settling for one. Terriers trying to turn it the other way.
And out front, Tate again.
So back-to-back 3s from Damon Tate. He's got 14 now to lead all Terriers, and a 6-0 run the other way. It's back to 12. These teams just kind of mirroring each other. A lot of 3s right now.
Wow, and Ferguson hits over Damon Tate.
Right now, you're just seeing both teams kind of getting into that. If we got an open look or any look, just take it.
That's the 10th 3 of the game for Colgate, and again, that was about their average a year ago, and the Terriers turn it over.
But it's also how many you're taking to get that. They're 10 for 20. That's 50%. Right now, they're coming into this game shooting better from 3-point range, basically, than from inside the arc. Terriers on the other side just 4 for 20 from 3-point range. And that, of course, the difference in that category, even though taking the same number of field goal attempts from beyond the arc, the difference in this contest.
That was the 11th turnover of the game for BU, and you might say, well, with 8 minutes to go in the game, 11 isn't so bad, but you have to look at the other side. Colgate with only 3 turnovers at the other end, and a Colgate foul here. That's going to be on Jeff Woodward.
That's his 3rd personal, as that was credit to Suk Matone for the box out, and the Terriers will get the ball back down by 15. Damon Tate, who scored the last 2 buckets for the Terriers, we'll see if he gets another look. He spotted up both times from straight away.
Next Colgate foul puts BU into the 1-and-1. 8 minutes to go. Still time for the Terriers, but they're going to have to hit a bunch more 3s, you would have to think.
Colgate's done a good job of really trying to play this zone where they're packing inside, forcing the Terriers to be a perimeter shooting team.
5 seconds to shoot after Suk Matone saved the possession in the paint. Petcash, though, misses the jumper.
And quickly, Colgate back the other way. Again, all 5 Colgate guys just running very well.
Burns stops on a dime, dishes it back out, and Colgate will run the clock a little here. Burns, who hasn't scored in quite a while, still only has 2 points in this second half. He'll try a 3 here, and it rims out, and another rebound for Suk Matone.
And again, he's settling into that 3-point shot. That's where he wants to go. Walter the other way, missed it, gets his own layup.
Wow.
And
Walter's
spins
wondering.
it in.
Walter's wondering where the contact was.
But as you're looking for the Terriers, you know, Walter White trying to get some confidence, not only for this game, but for tomorrow as well. Remember, these two teams will play again tomorrow at 6 p.m. here from the roof. And Walter trying to, as he gets into game action, just trying to get some confidence going here.
The lead at 13. And inside, Woodward gets free for the dunk.
And that's where when Colgate is running their offense, you can see the big guys do a great job of screening and then dipping down. And when the guards, they're trusting Burns and Cummings, they do a great job of finding their big men in good position, rolling to the basket.
The up fake by Walter White. The dish to Matone, and Suk will go to the line as that foul will be on Woodward. That'll be his fourth. 6:19 to go here in Boston. Colgate by 15. You're watching the Patriot League on ESPN.
In the center of New York State, Colgate University develops the brightest minds to become leaders. With 56 majors, more than 200 clubs, 25 Division I athletic teams, and 200 years of history, Colgate is a university of proud tradition and bold ambition. Learn more at colgate.edu.
Broken windshield, take one. Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, check.
No, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
Someday, someone you love will have a heart attack, and they'll recover amazingly well. Because someday, they'll be able to grow their own heart tissue to repair the damage. But someday doesn't just happen. Boston University is working to make it happen by bringing together medical researchers, engineers, and nanotechnologists in a program that has already grown beating heart tissue from stem cells.
In the Patriot League, academics and athletics work in harmony. We are dedicated to success on the field of play, in the classroom, and in the community. A competitive athletic experience with high academic standards. We are today's scholar athletes. We are tomorrow's leaders. We are the Patriot League.
Colgate left Hamilton, New York at 8 a.m. this morning, rolled into Boston, and have been rolling over the Terriers here in this one, leading at 78-63 with 6:19 to go. Colgate, as we've mentioned, has had a lot of success against the Terriers here in this building, as they have won their last 2 contests by double figures, trying to make it 3 in a row, as Suk Matone will go to the free throw line for the Terriers.
And Suk hits the first. That's his 11th point of the game. BU now with 4 players in double figures to match the Raiders.
By the way, Suk Matone has played 26 minutes in this game. His career high is 28 that he set in the championship game in March. It looks like he will be on his way to break that twice against the Colgate Raiders.
Coming down to the 6-minute mark here in Boston. Colgate has led for most of this night. BU has led for only 56 seconds, and that's after they scored the first bucket of the game at 2-0. Burns launches the 3. That's way off. So Burns, it's safe to say, has cooled way off here in the second half.
Well, and you got to ask about his shot selection. I mean, you know, when they go down, it obviously looks like great shots, but those are ones where you're trying to get into the flow of your offense, and you're taking an off-balance 3.
Suk Matone with a great spin, and he scores easily inside.
Doug, you know what I'm going to say. Look where he caught that ball. He was already in the paint, and that's where his positioning, and you just see the growth of Suk being able to use his body, get his defender down low where they just can't contend with him, and he's able to use the over-the-shoulder to get 2.
Do the Terriers have one last run here? Oliver Lynch-Daniels misfires on the 3. It seemed for a moment nobody wanted to go for the rebound. Finally, Burns gets it, and it results in an easy 2 for Lynch Daniels.
Oh, that was one of the first times the Terriers, again, getting beat on the glass as that ball just kind of fell to no man's land, and Burns picked it up.
Colgate by 14.
And Colgate hitting that 80-point plateau.
The team that wins this game will be tied for the divisional lead in the North with Army, who beat Holy Cross earlier today. Hands on the ball, near steal for Colgate. Britton Watts saves it, and Miles Brewster wasn't really set for the 3, had to put it up, the shot clock running out. Burns with the bounce pass to Nellie Cummings. He was fortunate just to get it.
Last year, the Terriers, there was only one game last year where an opponent scored 80 or more points. To talk about their defense, and remember, the Terriers were without Jonas Harper, who's their best on-the-ball defender. But this is a game where defensively, Colgate really was able to take advantage.
Cummings misses a 3. Colgate now 3 of 13 from three-point land in this second half. But BU has not been able to take advantage. They're only 2 for 12. Ethan Britton Watts makes it 3 for 13.
And so now EBW with a 3 in each of the first 3 contests of the year. He had 14 total a year ago.
Down to 11. BU needs stops, and Colgate is being a lot more judicious with their offense now, although Burns with the blow-by takes advantage of the freshman.
Well, he also waited to get people clear out. That's where all of a sudden Colgate's saying, all right, we're going to go 5 out, even bring the big man out, and that's Keegan Records. Usually you want him down low, and they just let him go one-on-one and beat him off the dribble.
Walter again from 3. Again off target. Suk Matone with the rebound. The hook shot is wide, and there's going to be a rebounding foul on Colgate.
And so Walter White's going to get to the free throw line on a one-and-one here.
Timeout with 3:12 to go in the game. Colgate by 13. Do the Terriers have a finish? We're on ESPN.
Looks like we made it.
The 14-team playoff field.
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
Shall I put her in snow mode?
Nope.
How about off?
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
He's finally asleep.
Sometimes you need to take a moment for
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
We know you've got your hands full at home.
I'm building a spaceship.
So
How about no?
No.
No way.
Come on.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, capital.
We made USAA insurance for this season. When being a fan on a budget gets
The Terriers in the midst of a 5-game homestand here at the Roof. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. Brian and I will have the call exclusively on TSRN beginning at 5:45. Next weekend, Army comes in for 2, Saturday and Sunday. We'll have both of those games here on ESPN+. And then BU hits the road to play outside the division for the only time this season at Lafayette.
Terriers were 12-3 here at the Roof last year, in danger of losing 2 in a row after falling to Holy Cross on Tuesday. By the way, Doug, I keep wanting to say last week, and I'm missing that right now.
After the game tomorrow here, Colgate will be home for their next 4. Walter White at the line for BU. BU and Colgate will play 4 times as part of the divisional schedule. You're required to play 4 times, a minimum of 4 times, against your divisional opponents. BU will play Holy Cross 6 times. The last 2 meetings will not count as divisional games. And remember, it's your divisional record that determines the 3 division champions who will be the top 3 seeds in the Patriot League tournament.
And that's why, as you're going through these weekends and you're saying, well, what if you get a split? It just makes it so much harder because all these games have so much more meaning.
Records takes the feed inside.
And especially now where it's not every team makes it to the tournament. You're fighting for 8 spots right now, and it's going to certainly, a team has to get going, get hot, and also be able to stay healthy.
Yeah, the way it's set up, the 3 first-place teams will make it, the 3 second-place teams will make it, and then the 2 teams remaining with the best overall record. And the Terriers turn it over again with 2:20 to go, and Colgate appears on the way to a 2-1 start here, although Hemphill comes up with a block at the rim.
Joe Jones has asked for more defensively from Hemphill.
The reverse layup doesn't go for Tate, but Hemphill at the other end. How about the hustle by Jack Hemphill? Started that play with a block and got down there for the tip-in.
Well, Hemphill now with 8 points in this one, and Joe Jones told us before the game he's loved what he's seen from him offensively, but he needs more from him defensively to be able to get all those extra minutes as he's trying to work and be there as the alternate for Suk Matone. Suk's obviously played a lot of minutes, played 29, a new career high.
Colgate more than happy to bleed the clock here with the 12-point lead. 5 to shoot. Cummings will. It's off the heel.
Now you got to move quickly, and it's going to be trying to get some quick buckets here.
Hemphill will try it straight away. That doesn't connect.
Terriers, we're looking at that one as a possibility to keep things going, but Terriers looking for that 3, looking for multiple times in this game, looking for that shot, have just not been able to get it to fall down.
And a bump on Ethan Britton Watts trying to cover Jordan Burns. Brian Bu is now shooting 42% for the game and only 24% from behind the arc, 6 of 25. The good news is Colgate has cooled off. You knew they wouldn't shoot 60% for the whole game probably, and they're not. They're down to 49 now, but they've scored just enough to keep the Terriers at bay in this half.
Well, this second half has been a struggle for both teams offensively. I mean, Colgate's only shooting 39% from the field, BU at 35. So this has just been a half that's been a little harder to score.
Cummings blasts into a BU defender. Ethan Britton Watts trying to take the charge.
And he does.
And he did. I was wondering, I didn't see the indication at first, but it appeared that Britton Watts was there in plenty of time.
So after one gets called on Ethan, this one goes the other way, and the Terriers will get the ball back under a minute to play here.
But Colgate will go to 2-1. BU, barring a miraculous finish here, will fall to 1-2 with their second straight loss as Walter White gets loose inside to cut it to 10 with 43 seconds to go.
Joe Jones taking that timeout as the Terriers will set up defensively now as Ryan Moffitt just allowed him to get the layup. There was no resistance from Colgate on that effort. They want to keep the clock moving, but the Terriers off the made basket, that allows them to call the timeout. As you get another look at that, White just right there against Moffitt, just kind of backing away. There's your 2, and Terriers will take that timeout, try to go for the steal here. BU, by the way, only with 3 personal fouls in the second half. If they're trying to extend this game and send Colgate to the free throw line, they'd have a lot of work to do still to be able to get into the bonus. So this is more of we're going to try, put some pressure on, and you're trying to get a steal and see if you can, try to create some noise in the final 43 seconds. But it's tough against that man as well as his colleague Nelly Cummings, 2 great ball handlers in addition to scorers.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to see the Terriers try to foul 4 times here to get Colgate into the 1-1, but they will put the full court pressure on with Richardson getting it in play. And now Burns. It appeared that the Terriers were trying to foul, and a foul is called. Looks like they got Brewster.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was Brewster or Walter White. As Brewster looked like, I thought it was Walter White who kind of hung on them, but either way, it is Brewster.
Yep.
And Colgate will inbound again, 4 team fouls against the Terriers.
Hemphill checks out. Richardson to put it in play again, and there's the foul again by Brewster on Jordan Burns. So maybe the Terriers are going to force a 1-1 here.
And Miles Brewster just kind of talked to Jordan Burns saying, I didn't mean to run into you, but if you're going to stop on a dime right there, that's the only way I can foul you.
Richardson will do it again. This time to Cummings, and the reach in by McCoy. So that's 6 now on BU, and they accomplished that in about what, 3 or 4 seconds, those last 3 fouls.
Notice Keegan Records not on the floor for Colgate in this instance. They're probably their worst free throw shooter. You want all good free throw shooters and ball handlers out on the floor, as McCoy will foul Nelly Cummings. Cummings in double figures.
And he's 3 of 4 at the line so far tonight, and Colgate already enjoying the 10-point lead here.
And so for the Terriers in this last possible possession, as they continue to try to see if they can just get a miss, but Colgate has the ability to truly put this one away from the charity stripe.
So a Colgate win tonight, Brian, does in fact give the road teams a 4-0 sweep of Patriot League play today.
And we were wondering how, being able to go on a bus for 5.5 hours, do it all in a day and come and play, you always kind of figure that leads to an advantage for the home team, but Colgate came out ready to go.
Well, Cummings misses the front end. Terriers need a 3, and McCoy gives them one to cut it to 7 with 25.6 to go.
Well, you always want to make it interesting, right? So Javante McCoy taking one from about 30 feet away, knocks that down, and Colgate's going to still have to hit a free throw. Remember, that was the 7th Terrier team foul, so Colgate will still be shooting a 1-and-1 for the next 2 fouls. And Jack Ferguson now is going to come into the game also, as you get another look at Javante McCoy from beyond the arc. The Terriers with 4 players in double figures.
Yeah, McCoy now with 14, Tate with 14. Walter White leads the way with 15 in his first game of the season, and Suk Matone has 11.
Walter White, another double-double, by the way.
Yeah.
15 points, 10 rebounds. Keegan Records on the other side with 10 boards, so that's 3 straight games now for Keegan Records that he has double figures in rebounds.
Do you like what we've done with The Office?
We had a choice in the curtains. He's either red or red. We went with red.
Well, for this game, that works. Either way. Terriers scored the first basket of this game way back at the start, had a 2-0 lead. That turned out to be their only lead of the night. And Colgate has led by as many as 18 here in the second half.
Full court pressure by the Terriers, trying to get a steal in the backcourt or else an immediate foul to send Colgate to the free throw line for a 1-on-1.
Richardson with the long pass, watch out, almost too long, and it goes out of bounds off who? It's BU ball. It's a turnover for Colgate.
Now this is the last minute, so they can look at this if they want to.
Wow.
But Jordan Burns, I think, was actually asking more for a foul as he thought there was contact from Miles Brewster. But they are going to go to the scorer's table and take a peek. But again, I thought at that point, I thought Burns was just saying I thought it was a foul instead, as it looked like Miles Brewster just could not hold up and ran right into him. But either way, the door continues to remain slightly ajar for the Terriers.
I was amazed that Colgate was even able to save that ball on the baseline. It looked like the pass was way too far ahead.
Well, you know I'm always a fan of teams that try to quote unquote go for the win. You're trying to get the ball in the front court just so that you can, you're not turning it over in the Terrier end. So that play design is something that I'm a fan of. Unfortunately, the execution, the ball going way over the head of Jack Ferguson, he did a great job of chasing that down and trying to keep it in play. The question will remain, who was it actually out on? And that is what they are trying to scope out. The original call on the court was that it will be Terrier basketball, last touched by Jordan Burns, and we'll see what they decide.
Oh, they've changed it. It's now Colgate ball.
So now the Colgate at least can inbound in their own front court, which is, again, you always just feel a little bit more confident when you're doing that a team that still has to go all the way down the floor, even if you turn the ball over from this side.
Richardson again to put it in play, this time to Ferguson in a more conventional way. And he's fouled by Damon Tate, who I believe has now 3 fouls in the game.
So Ferguson with 10 points in this contest, again, double figures against the Terriers, will get a 1-on-1 opportunity here.
In case you're wondering, that was the 40th foul of this game, 20 on each team.
There's more fouls than the field goal percentage between the two teams here in the second half, as both teams, as we mentioned, struggling offensively. But Colgate getting those big threes down the stretch, that flurry by Colgate certainly put this one into a tough comeback for BU.
Well, now, Brian, Colgate is going to be in a very familiar situation here tomorrow night. Same position they were in last weekend. They got a big win at home against Army. Were not able to get the win on the second night. The Terriers had the same thing happen to them here against Holy Cross after winning on the road. McCoy can't hit the layup. Burns gets fouled, and a chance to pad the numbers here in the final seconds.
Yeah, I think the major difference, though, is that Army, remember, was the one that took the trip on that day, went to Hamilton, New York, and kind of came out just flat in the first game.
Yep.
Able to stay over, and be able to play in that second game in just a different atmosphere. This Colgate team, really impressive that they were able to just roll off the bus, roll into Boston, and put out 86 points. But certainly the mental element of these games, it's not just about winning 40 minutes, it's really about winning 80.
Well, yeah, and we're going to be talking about this all year just because of the unusual schedule, the unusual circumstances of this season with all these back-to-backs that these guys just aren't accustomed to playing. So that'll be the final, 86-79. The Raiders get 26 points from that man, Jordan Burns, 22 of them in the first half. They had a double-digit lead at halftime, and they were able to nurse it all the way to the finish for a 7-point win here in Boston.